Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Tuesday. As you are listening to the show today, it is, of course, Tourism Tuesday. And, of course, we have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen. I am staring at the smiling face of Edie Emmons from Luray Chamber of Commerce. Edie, with her little ponytail bun thing going on, your hair is working its way out. You're losing weight and your hair is gaining length. How crazy is that for the spring?
It's just reversed. Usually it'd be the other way around.
Well,
I have winter warmth somewhere.
Well, that's true. I keep mine up in the summer. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get through the whole summer with this long hair, though. It may have to go because it was great in the winter, but no, I don't think it's going to carry me through the summertime. Ponytail or no ponytail. I'm excited. We got a newbie for the show today. Somebody is going to be talking about downtown, which is one of my favorite parts of Luray. So tell me who you've got to have a conversation with us today.
So today I have the new director of the Luray Downtown Initiative, Jackie Elliott.
Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you, Janet. It's good to be here.
So how new are you? A few days, a few weeks, a few months?
Just a few weeks. So it's exciting to be here. I love this is my hometown. I grew up here. When this position came open, it came at a time that it was a good time for me to apply. And I was blessed that the board of directors selected me to be their new program director. Luray is a very unique and wonderful place to live and to vacation and to raise a family and to retire. And we have all of that here, which is quite interesting. And I see that increasing all the time. We have just a lot happening. It's an exciting time to come on in this position as program director because Luray has a lot of activity happening downtown. We have a lot of new businesses that are coming in, businesses that are looking to come in. We have restaurants opening. So, a few years ago, you had those empty storefronts, but now, Janet, those storefronts are filling up. So it is wonderful to see that happening here.
Well, I would imagine it's wonderful twofold because we're also finally on the end of this pandemic, which could have decimated a main street like Luray's. And it seems from what you're saying, that hasn't happened at all.
It's interesting because you're absolutely right. It could have, but I think that because we are such a unique place and such a warm community here, I think if people decided, hey, if I've got to telework or if I've got to be stuck at home, but on the weekends, I can go out to Luray, get some fresh sunshine, some fresh air, be surrounded by those beautiful mountains and visit, to dine and to shop and visit in our community. I think that folks have embraced that. And, I have people tell me all the time, and I'm sure Edie can support this as well with the chamber. People walk in the door and say, I just fell in love with this place. Can you hook me up with a realtor? Truly. I mean, those things happen because it is such a special place.
So give me a little bit of background and history on Luray Downtown Initiative. What kind of an organization is it? What is your mission? What are your goals?
Luray Downtown Initiative is a nonprofit. We are a nonprofit. It was established, I want to say, in 2000 and 7 or 8. You're challenging me here. I'm not quite sure on that, Janet. And it's been around for, for several years. And our mission is basically, we have a portion of downtown, which is considered a historic district. And we work, of course, with Virginia Main Street. And those old buildings, that old section of town, it's our job to basically to preserve it, to make sure that we have businesses in those buildings, and to to promote and support those business owners to help keep Luray a thriving Main Street community.
So you're more than just, say, a typical business association. You're doing some economic development. You mentioned to me before we started recording about facade grants.
Yes.
You really are looking at the downtown area as a whole and how to grow it overall.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. And we just actually finished another round of facade grants. So the facade grants are so that our local businesses can apply, and they can use those monies to paint or to refresh their buildings. And there are guidelines, of course, involved with that, because we want to maintain that historic integrity of the buildings and the look of downtown. And we want to have it to be, pretty in sync, have everybody kind of looking the same, but not the same, if that makes sense. And so, but at any rate, so yes, we finished that up. We're always looking for ways to improve. We have a project going right now that Meredith Dees, who was the previous LDI director, she got this ball rolling and actually achieved the grant money for the town. And it's going to be called Creekside Commons. And we're working on that with the town of Luray. It's a pocket park just down over the hill from our office, actually. And it's going to have handicap accessible tables. We're going to have bike racks, benches. We're actually going to have this huge selfie frame where families can come and take a selfie, and the Hawksville Greenway and the Hawksville Creek are the backdrop. So it's going to be very cool to have that. So that's a big project that we have going on, and we're hoping that that's going to be completed sometime in June. So we're really excited about being a part of that addition to downtown Luray.
All right, Janet, let's go.
Are we going to the pocket park? Is that what we're going to do?
We're gonna go take a selfie.
We're gonna go get Broad Porch Coffee, because she was my guest last week, and then we're gonna take our coffee down and do a selfie together. Is that what we're gonna do?
Jackie can come too.
I'm in.
Hey,
Let's go.
I know I mentioned earlier that we're pre-recording this. In theory, by the time this airs on Tuesday, April 20th, I will have had one shot in my arm. So we are that much closer, Edie. Yes,
I'm
I
already
think it's awesome.
vaccinated, so you just gotta finish.
So do you think that's going to make a lot of what you're doing here, Jackie, easier, because we are hopefully, and I'll knock wood, coming out of this pandemic with so many businesses and so many people looking to start fresh and do things in a different way in a community like Luray?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at it from the positive standpoint that not only do people want to say, hey, I've decided at this juncture of my life, I want to go into business for myself. I think that the look of how we worked prior to the pandemic and how we're going to work moving on, I think it's going to be very different. I think teleworking is not going to go away, in my opinion. I think it's proven that it works. And, I know from talking to my associates and my own personal experience, I feel like I'm more productive when I'm working from my kitchen table than when I'm in the office, because I don't have the office distractions. And I think that is something that people are seeing. So I think that, and also I feel that people have been so trapped for over a year now. We've just been so confined. People want to get out. They want to travel. They want to go see family and friends. And I think that's one of the big things, is just to be able to go and see family and friends again. We are kind of DC's playground out here in the Shenandoah Valley, with the Shenandoah National Park, with the Luray Caverns, and then of course with our amazing downtown and everything that we have downtown to offer. So yeah, I think that it's going to be a positive thing for us out here.
people are having these epiphanies. They're having a new appreciation now for places that are like Luray, and that, before somebody could have lived there and thought, oh, it's my hometown. There's really not much to do and it's kind of boring here. Then you get stuck in your house for a
Right.
year and you can't go to work even to see your coworkers and things like that. And then you're finally allowed to go out and you walk around and think, this is a pretty nice little town. How did I give it such a bad rep all this time?
Well, and it's funny, and it's true. I think because anytime you're close to the situation, you don't see the value and everything. And I know last year, because the position that I had prior to coming here, I due to COVID was furloughed, and so I was out of work for quite a few months, and I was at home. And I thought, there's only so many times you can rearrange the cupboards. There's only so many times that you can, I love to garden, but I cannot pull one more weed today, and you start, and then that whole time for myself, where I started being like, why are all these people, because I live near two recreational areas here in the county, two campgrounds. And so all of a sudden I'm seeing all these people and all these campers, and I'm thinking, and then it's like, well, why wouldn't you want to come out here? I don't blame you. I live here. Why am I not down on the river? In a tent? So yeah, I completely get it.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Jackie, can we talk a little bit? You mentioned too before we recorded about some of the ribbon cuttings. I know there are several businesses that have just opened, a few that are about to open. Can we talk a little bit about the actual businesses that people can find when they wander around downtown Luray?
I would love to.
Okay, we're going to do all of that when we come back in just a couple of minutes. It is Tourism Tuesday, Luray Page County edition. We are pre-recording our conversation on the Zoom screen with Jackie Elliott. She is the new director at Luray Downtown Initiative. Joining her is my fabulous co-host, Edie Emmons from Luray Page Chamber of Commerce. We're going to talk more with both of them when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Tuesday as you are listening to the show today. It is Tourism Tuesday, Luray Page County edition. We are on the Zoom screen today with Jackie Elliott. She is the new director for Luray Downtown Initiative. Of course, my fabulous co-host, Edie Emmons from Luray Page Chamber of Commerce, is also on the Zoom with us. Jackie, when we went to break, we said we were going to talk about some of the new businesses. You had mentioned to me about some ribbon cuttings. Luray Downtown Initiative is all about bringing businesses in and growing the businesses that are there.
Absolutely. That is definitely our mission. And we have had 2 ribbon cuttings in the month of March. We had the Happy Pollywog Daycare Center that opened here in Luray. And then we also had down on Main Street, we had Studio 3113, which is this lovely craft studio that you can go in, you can make a kit. They have different kits that you can select from. You can sit down, you can create a craft. It's a very family fun thing to do. It's a great day if it's a rainy day for something for the kids to do. And of course, something that you can do along with them. You can have a glass of wine or a beer if you're in there doing your craft. You can have like a group of girlfriends get together and go in, have a girls' night and do something. It's really neat. A date night project. I mean, it's just and their hours are very, very good. So I believe they're open Tuesday through Sunday. So that's an exciting new addition to downtown. I don't know if anyone has talked about Nest and Hyde. Have they been on your show? The new business?
He was on the show before he opened the building. I think, Edie, when we had our conversation with him, it was still somewhat secret. I don't think it even closed on that building yet when we talked to him. So he's definitely going to be an in-person. I'm a coming to Luray to do a new show with him so I can walk around there and shop until I drop.
They have lots of plants.
You and the plants. So a lot of what you do, Jackie, is partnering with these businesses, not just to get them to consider a space there, but helping them grow when they are there. Do you guys do programs and promotions and things like that with LDI?
We do. We do try to do promotions with the merchants throughout the year, various promotions that we can do, especially if there are events going on. You know, of course, we want our local folks to rediscover their downtown Luray. You know, because like you said earlier, people are like, oh, I grew up in this town, there's nothing to do. Because sometimes we just become a little complacent. And so I challenge folks that are listening today that are from Luray, grew up in Luray, check it out, because I think you're going to be surprised if you haven't been downtown in a little bit at how many neat things are happening. And again, back to ribbon cutting, this April, we have 2 boutiques that are opening downtown. We have Valley Bliss that will be opening, and then we also have the Hen House that will be opening. So those are both going to be 2 new boutiques. So 2 more additions to our downtown and 2 more places to go shopping. So, you know, that is something that we definitely want our local folks as well as our visitors to take advantage of. We do have some things coming up. The July 4th celebration will be coming up, which LDI will be working along with the town of Luray on that. And we're looking at we're kicking around some ideas right now to do some things for the merchants for downtown to have like a special sidewalk sale type setup or something like that. So we're working on some of those plans. We're also working on the Sunflower Festival that we do in conjunction with the town and PACA, and that will be September the 4th. That will be held at Ralph Dean Park. And we have some fun things that we're working on for that. So we have some things in the mix, that projects that are coming up that we're working on. And of course, we're always looking for new ideas and ways to fundraise. I ask anyone who's listening to please, if you're interested in the Creekside Commons, you know, we're always looking for people if they want to donate an in-memory bench or table or whatever, you know, so there's opportunities like that. I invite folks to visit the Luray Downtown Initiative website, and that'll give you a better overview of who we are and what we do and what we have to offer as well.
Do businesses join your organization? What kind of a structure is it?
No, ma'am, we're not a membership. We're not like the chamber where you have to be a member. If you are in our downtown district, then we are here for you to support you. And if that is to help you find out where you go to get a building permit or to help to guide you, however, I'm here to assist businesses in any way I can to guide them for whatever their needs are. So, you know, and of course, I report to a board of directors. And then I also once a month present to our town council as well, so that we keep that communication between the Luray Downtown Initiative and the town as a whole, because we're all working together to make Luray, you know, the best Luray it can be.
It's interesting. You said something a minute ago about encouraging residents to come downtown again. I've worked with so many Main Street organizations over the years through my social media marketing company, and it never ceases to amaze me the number of people who will wander into whatever their Main Street is and say, oh, I didn't know you were here, to a business who had been there for 10, 15 years, because people wait so long in between. Their last impression is not what their next impression is going to be. And I think that's the key to get people to understand. Just take a walk.
Yes, you're exactly right, Janet. Absolutely. And like I said, you know, I think that if you haven't been downtown in a while, just take a walk, like you said, because you're going to be, you know, we have great places to eat. We have Valley Court, the Gathering Grounds. We have the Hawksville Brewing Company. We have, I was kind of going Virginia Gift Shop, which has been a staple on Main Street for many years. Luray Hobby Service. We've got the Page Theater. The auction house is being redone, and
The art gallery.
We have our wonderful art gallery. We have, just Mama's Treasures, and the list just goes on and on. We have some new additions to Main Street that are coming up. We have an old historic house called the Chapman House, which is now going to be called Dolce, and it's going to be in like an Italian fair type style restaurant, which I think is going to be exciting. And I met with the owners, and their vision is exquisite, and I think it's going to be a lovely addition. Right next door to that, to the old pharmacy, is a couple that have purchased that. It's going to be called Ollie Cat, and it's going to be an Americana food. They're going to serve burgers and steaks and that type of thing. So that's going to be another restaurant for downtown. So yeah, it's exciting stuff. The Browns restaurant, the old Browns restaurant building, that's been sold. And the new owners of that building have some great visions for it as well. So we're hopping.
Edie, I'm thinking in May or June, we need to do a Tourism Tuesday where you and I just literally eat our way up and down Main Street. Do you think that would work?
Love it. Love it. That sounds like a dream.
I think that would be fantastic. And Jackie, you seem to be perfect for this job because you really do enjoy what you're doing and want to see your town flourish. So I think you're going to be fantastic in this new job as director of LDI.
Well, Janet, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I am excited. And I do love this town and the people in it. I really do.
She's okay.
She's all right. So Jackie, before we wrap up, you mentioned the website a minute ago. Can you tell me what the web address is, and are you on any of the social media networks?
The website is www.LurayDowntownInitiative.com. We are on Facebook. We're also on Instagram as well. So I don't tweet. I haven't started to tweet yet. So
oh, girl, we got to talk about that. Twitter's my thing. Twitter's my jam. Maybe that'll be our next social media webinar, Edie.
There you go.
We'll do one on Twitter. As people are listening, we just finished a webinar on Canva. As we are recording, I haven't done it yet. So Edie and I are in this time warp for all that. But Jackie, thank you so much for taking some time to come and have the conversation and kind of give me an update on what's going on with Luray Downtown Initiative. I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Janet. You have a great rest of your day.
Edie, I will meet you back here in a couple of weeks and we'll figure out how maybe May show we will do in person. What do you think?
I'm down.
Okay, yeah, because by then I should be fully vaccinated. We'll be good to go. So we are going to wrap up our conversation today. We have been chatting with Jackie Elliott. She is the new director for Luray Downtown Initiative. Joining her has been Edie Emmons from the Luray Page Chamber of Commerce. I will be back tomorrow. Have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you just a few minutes after noon. Meet me here then.